Hi, Miss Shepherd here with the Wibbly Wobbly camera. This project or little standalone lesson is called Extend the Picture. And if you've managed to look at the PowerPoint already, you'll notice that this sheet is here for you if you choose to print it off or able to print it off. Now, extend picture means taking a section of a picture and then extending the image in your own way. It could be abstract, it could be realistic. So this person here has taken a section where they have a bit of a tree and some clouds and a little bit of a building, and you can see what they have done because the view obviously is of looking up, and so they have extended with trees, branches and everything around, and even extended the clouds. Even though they could be continuous, they've almost ended them like the actual tree itself, if you can see that there. And then they have used the buildings and made them up in their own little way, and even done a little bit of a line of a story, or it's almost not, I can actually read it properly. Remember to look at the sky. And that's a very good, nice saying, actually. We spend a lot of our time looking at the ground as we walk along. We never really look up and around ourselves, which is a good mindful thing to do, especially these days when we actually want to actually be out and about, but we don't have much time, it's restricted. So take the time to look around you and spot things, smell things, see how they make you feel. You know, is it cold? Does it feel warm? Is it pleasant to be out? All those different things. Anyway, tangent. As you can see here, there is a slice of an image of a photograph of a woman, and what the person has done is extended it in their own silly way. I mean, it doesn't have to be serious, does it? So this brings me to what you're going to actually do. Now, if you're actually able to print out this sheet, okay, that would be great, and you could cut out the images the sizes they are. So you could just choose one. You could choose two. You could actually maybe enlarge them a little bit. You could shrink them down a little bit, because if you maybe want to have two on your sheet, okay, which I'll explain a little bit more later, it means you can actually extend the image and make the two different types of images join together in some form, so anything can happen between the two images. If you want to make them a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, just for your convenience, that is fine. It might be because you want to work on a bigger piece of paper. That's not a problem. Or if you want to make it smaller, it might be because you want to actually fit more within your picture itself that you are going to draw. Now, there is a stretch and challenge task where, and this might be more suitable for people who cannot print off the picture because their printer is not working, or they've run out of ink, or you just don't have one, which is all very feasible. And what you could do is find and crop an image from a magazine, maybe a newspaper, anything that you might have to hand. So like for this example here, this looks like it's been out of a magazine, and that's what they have done. Okay, these are images that have been found that are famous artists like Henry Russo, Kandinsky, I can't remember this woman's name, and then we've got like microscopic close-up cells of plants, I believe, and the same here, but someone's actual painting. So you could find anything from a magazine that could be quite different, unusual. It could be a landscape, it could be a part of an animal, it could be part of a person, lots of different things. Now, you might actually have a problem with that. You might not be able to print off. You might not have a magazine or a picture that you could access. So there is a possibility of something else you could do. You might have scraps of wallpaper. You might have scraps of patterned paper. I don't know. You could have all sorts of scrap papers that might be usable, that you might have access to. The other option could be that you might have a book. Luckily, I have the Heaven Earth book, where you might have images in the book. Obviously, you can't cut them out of the book, but you certainly could access them. And wibbly wobbly thing, again, I'm really sorry, right? But you could actually do and use something like this, and I'll show you how in a bit. But one thing at a time. So first of all, If you can print off, great, print off the image, okay, for you to cut out, make it the size that you want. Obviously I don't want it huge, taking over your biggest amount of paper, so you draw very little. You know, I want it to be, you know, if it's going to be any bigger, no bigger than maybe an extra couple of centimetres either way. Okay, if you can't print off, find something like a magazine. If you haven't got a magazine, maybe find scrap pieces of paper, or alternatively find a book with some interesting images in that you think you could extend. So that is your first section. Okay,